All right, boys and girls, today's lesson is lesson 6-2, strategies for division. Division is going to be really, really tough for us to learn, for some of you, so it helps to have multiple strategies for division. So, at the end of the lesson, you should be able to say, I can identify and use multiples of 10, I can add multiples of 10, I can apply extended multiplication facts to long division situations, I can solve equal grouping division number stories, and I can write number models to represent multiplication and division number stories. All right, the first thing I want to do is pose a question, and I want you to be able to figure it out yourselves and kind of show me how you do it. So I'm going to tell you a box holds 6 chocolate candies. Okay, so a box holds 6 candies. How many boxes are needed to hold 134 candies? Okay, so that's all I'm going to say. Okay, a box holds 6 candies, and you need to know how many boxes you need to hold 134 candies. So I want you to pause it, try to work it out on your own, unpause it, and we'll go over it. So ultimately what it's asking you 134 divided by 6, or 134 divided by 6, or you could see 134 divided by 6, and the last way is 134 divided by 6. These are just different ways to how it would look. We'll probably use these two ways mostly this year, so I'm going to erase these and get them out of the way. Okay, so basically we're going 134 divided by 6. Okay, I'm going to pull up our a chart we used yesterday. This is our multiplication division diagram. Okay, we're going to fill it out the way we need to figure out what we are looking for. So we are looking for, well, let's see it. We know there's 134 candies in all. We want to know how many candies per box. We do know that. It did say there are 6 candies per box, and we want to know how many boxes are needed. So that's where our question mark comes in. So basically, our number model is 134 divided by 6 equals question mark. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way for now. We will get back to that. So some of the ways you all might be thinking are you might try to make boxes that all have 6 in them. And you could do it. You could do it for a long time up until you get a certain amount. And then you get close to 134, and then you see how many boxes you need to fill the last few candies. But there's an easier way to do it. Okay? You could continue making boxes into groups of 6. You'll end up making 22 groups. Okay? 22 groups of 6. 22 boxes will have 6 in them. And then there'll be 2 cubes left over. 2 candies left over. That's one strategy. That gave you the answer of 134 divided by 6 equals 22 with a remainder of 2. Another way you could be doing it is you could break 134 into smaller friendly numbers, like 120 plus 14. That's the same as 134. And knowing that in 120 you could get 20 groups of 6. Okay, because we know 6 times 20 is 120. So if there's going to be 6 in each box, you could get 20 boxes would cover 120 of the 34. That leaves you with 14 left over, and we know that 2 groups of 6 would equal 12. So that means 14 minus 12, it'll leave you with 2 left over. So you'd add you would add 20 to the 2 to give you 22 with a remainder of 2. Okay, that's one strategy. Another strategy you could do is you could take 134 and turn it into 60 plus 60 plus 14. Because that equals 134. You're just breaking it apart to make it easier for you to solve the problem. Now we're having boxes of 6. You know that 10 boxes of 6 equals 60. 10 more boxes of 6 will equal 60. And then to get 14, you'd have 2 boxes with a remainder of 2. Add 10 plus 10 plus 2 gives you 22 with your remainder of 2. That's just one strategy. These are how you are using multiples of 10. Okay, because 6 times 10 is 60. The easiest way to break numbers apart is to chop it into smaller numbers of 10, because it's always easy to multiply any number by 10 because you're just taking that number and you're adding a 0 to it pretty much. So another thing you could think about is you could think, are there 10 sixes in 134? Okay, everyone should answer yes, because 10 sixes is 10 times 6, which equals 60. Okay, so there's at least 10. Okay, so then if you want to go into further, are there 20 sixes in 134? Most of you should say yes, because 20 times 6 equals 120. Okay, are there 30 sixes in 134? Your answer should be no, because 30 times 6 equals 180. So that number is way too big. You went over the 134. So you know it's not 20. Or no, you know it's not 30, so it has to be less than that. So knowing that 20 sixes equals 120, I'm going to take that 134 I have, and I just took care of 120 of them because it leaves me with 14 now. Now 6 candies in each box, I know that I can get 2 sixes, which equals 12, and to get the rest of them, so then I'll be left with a remainder of 2 chocolates. So I would take my 20 plus 2 is 22 with a remainder of 2. These are just a couple different ways. So if I go back to my multiplication division diagram, I know that the answer would be 22 with a remainder of 2. So the summary number model should go 134 divided by 6 equals 22 with a remainder of 2. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a new number story for you to figure out. The school used 336 bottles of water for the parent-teacher conferences. Bottles of water. How many 8-packs of water would that be? How many 8-packs of water would 336 be? So the first thing you're going to tell yourself is like, what am I looking for here? What kind of problem will it be? Well, it's going to be 336 divided by 8. That's going to tell you how many water bottles took to make 8, how many water bottles you used in 8-packs. Okay, how many 8-packs went into 336? So we could bring up our handy dandy chart here, and you're going to tell yourself, I know this is bottles per pack, which is 8, because we said there's 8 packs, the 8 packs. This is bottles in all. We know there's 336. So we need to know how many packs were made. That's our question mark. So our number model is 336 divided by 8 equals question mark. Let's shrink that down and go back to it. Oops, I wanted that on there. But first thing I'm going to tell myself, another strategy you might ask yourself is, if I take 336 divided by 8 and tell myself, do 10 eighths go into 336? Yeah, it equals 80. Way too small. 20 eighths would equal 160. Still way too small. 30 eighths would equal 240. Getting closer, not quite there. 40 eighths would equal 320. Okay, we're really, really close. Let's do 58 would equal 400, puts us way over. So we know it's 40 something. So if we have 336 and 48 equal 320, you just subtract it, give yourself 16 left over, and we know that 8 leaves you with 16, and we know 2 8s equals 16. So our answer is the 40 here plus the 2 equals 42, and that just says right there is the one I worked out right before it to give you a remainder was wrong. So it's good that we were able to work it out a different strategy to find the correct answer. So I want you to go on to journal pages 143 and 144, sorry, 142 and 143, and work on those on your own. But this right here proves that the way I did it right before was wrong, because this is the correct answer.